What's up, Magic fans? It's OrlandoMagic.com's Dan Savage. We're here in Indianapolis as your Orlando Magic gets set to bring in the new year against the Indiana Pacers. The Magic are fresh off a tough loss in Toronto, a 1-point defeat where they let go of a 21-point first half lead and succumb to a difficult defeat to Toronto. The Magic are looking to respond in a big fashion tonight against Indiana, who only has 6 wins on the season. However, they're a much tougher team than their record indicates. Tonight's game will be on FanDuel Sports Network. Pre-game begins at an early 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with tip-off beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Time as well. Dante Marcatelli, Jeff Turner will be on the call, and Kendra Douglas will have the sideline. So make sure to tune into that one. Spend the afternoon with the Orlando Magic as you get set to bring in 2026. We look right now as Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bane, etc. go through their pregame shooting slots. Desmond Bane, along with Jalen Suggs and Jonathan Isaac, remain game time decisions heading into this contest. But the good sign is all three have continued to go through their shooting slots. So that could be a good indication. Blake West, is Suggs playing? We're still waiting on the official word, but I feel good about that after watching him go through his shooting slot. Looked good to go, but will still have to remain. How's Bane, according to Zayden Romero? He's going through his shooting slot right now. How he responds to that will be a big indication of how he plays, but just did good work with the Orlando Magic assistant coach, Tay Carter. They're talking through the game plan right now, so hopefully that's a good sign for Bane as well. The Magic need all the bodies they can get. Short-handed nature has killed him. I thought that played a big role in the outcome of the Toronto game. They just ran out of bodies late as Jonathan Isaac went out early with a sore knee. Desmond Bane went out late with back spasms. So having those two guys or guys like Jalen Suggs back in the rotation would be absolutely huge for the Magic against a pesky Indiana team that, look, had 6 wins on the season. They're down Halliburton. They lost Miles Turner to free agency, but this is a team that was just in the NBA Finals and still has a lot of pieces from that Finals group. And, they've dealt with injuries themselves over the course of the season with Matherin missing time, Nemhard, finding his way. So I think, the fact that they don't turn the ball over, they don't foul as often, makes them a tough team on the road to take down. So let's see. Again, this is an interactive show right here on Courtside Countdown presented by Hard Rock Bet. So get your questions in, whether they be on YouTube, TikTok, etc. More than happy to answer them. We'll keep up to date with all the injuries as the team announces them. But again, I know so many people are asking Desmond Bane, Jalen Suggs, as well as Jonathan Isaac, all game time decisions, but all went through their shooting slots, which is a good sign. Franz has changed from no timetable to his return. Does this mean he will return soon? Still a little bit out on Franz. We'll get a better indication when the team comes back off of its road trip. They usually reassess that as they get back to the Advent Health Training Center. But, he's still a little bit of a ways off. Need this W to end 2025 as the Southeast Division leaders. Heat don't play today. Love it. Start the new year off the way you want to finish it, which is as the Southeast Division champions, something the Magic have done back-to-back seasons. Need Franz back and AB to continue this breakout season. No doubt about it. Those are two key factors for the Orlando Magic if they want to make a deep postseason run this year. Going to need both those guys to be healthy and effective. I thought that Franz was, having a sensational season prior to the injury. Did a great job of picking up the slack with Paolo Banchero out. Just a great all-around season. What goes so underrated about Franz is the fact that he's a two-way player, not only producing on the offensive end, but often guarding the team's best opposing wing as well. Anthony wants to know, where's Anthony Black? He went through his shooting routine earlier out there on the court, if I'm not mistaken, and he's ready to go tonight. Need another big game at a AB. Correct. Organization never puts a timetable on that. That's Magic procedure because so often these things come down to how individual guys respond to treatment and hit the different milestones and how different things in different situations play out. So no need for a timetable on a guy like Franz. We all know that Franz Wagner, who's an absolute machine, is going to come back as soon as he's physically ready. Taking a look at the numbers for Anthony Black this season, gosh, it feels like every time we look at that points per game number, it just continues to jump up. 15 and a half points per game this season for AB, over 4.2 rebounds, over 3.5 assists. That's a number I'd like to see climb for AB, and I think he's capable of it. Shooting over 45.8% from the field. His finishing at the rim has been much better this season. That's a credit to his work with guys like God Shamgod, Magic player development, Jeremiah Boswell, Magic head coach Jamal Mosley. AB is putting a lot of work with those guys, and that's why his finishing at the rim has improved so much. Taking a look at Paolo Banchero warming up right now. He picked up his fourth triple-double of his career, second of the season, and the Magic's loss to the Raptors the other night. That's a number I think will continue to climb for P5 as his career goes on because he is a jumbo playmaker and can get it done on both ends of the floor, as well as creating plays for others, getting the rebounds, closing out in the glass. I talked to Magic head coach Jamal Mosley pregame. He really liked the way that Paolo attacked the glass, even though as a team, the rebounds weren't there. P5 did a great job of helping out there. And I think something you're going to look for out of this Magic group tonight, you're not going to see their guards leaking out as much. What you'll see in the shift tonight, based off what happened in Toronto, based off the 5-6 game trend where the Magic are giving up more offensive rebounds, you're going to see the guards collapse, crash the glass a little bit more, gang rebound, and then run after the possession is secured. So I think that's going to be one difference we see tonight for the Magic as compared to some of those prior matchups we've seen over the last 4 games where they've kind of tried to cheat a little bit, have their guards run out early to create some easy offense. I think they got a little too deep with that. And as a result, in games like the Raptors and some of the prior ones, they're giving up a few more offensive rebounds than this Magic team's accustomed to. For P5, I think one thing talking to him is, a lot of people are like, oh, triple double, should be happy with that. But P5's a harsh critic of himself. And I think what he wants to do is continue to see his shot rhythm improve. He wants to be a little bit more decisive on drives. We saw that in stretches of the Toronto game where he's really getting downhill as soon as he gets the basketball. I think that's when P5 is at his best. And I think that's an area where he's going to continue to grow. Would have been great to see that last second shot go down, which was a difficult one, but you just felt like that would have done, wonders for his confidence as he continues to make his way back from a 10-game absence due to a groin injury and get back into conditioning. People don't give our coach Jeremiah enough credit. He is shifty, helps our guys creative, seen that from shoot arounds. That's a great point, Jay Curve. There's a reason why so many guys have made jumps over the past years, and that's a credit to all the Magic's assistant coaches and guys involved in player development, like Jeremiah Boswell. He's helped 5. He's helped with Franz, AB. Seen a lot of guys make jumps with him. Paolo racking up rebounds and assists in the first half is crucial. Can end up with a triple-double every game. He focuses more on scoring in the second half. Look, he's that type of jumbo playmaker that I absolutely think can put up double-figure triple-doubles over the course of a season. I think the biggest factor is guys knocking down shots around him. He's creating open looks, and the numbers show that the players' shooting percentages around him dramatically improve when he is out on the floor and passing him the basketball because he commands those double, triple teams, generates so much gravity and attention that guys are getting feet set, open threes, open looks when P5's around. As we continue to look, Franz is basically Wolverine. Yes, nobody heals faster than that guy, and he does everything absolutely in his power to heal faster and to make sure he's back out on the court as soon as he can be for his group, because that guy is a consummate professional and he's all about winning. I'm constantly paying attention to the Magic injury updates. I think we'll get a better idea of these things as they come in, but feeling pretty good about Jalen Suggs and Desmond Bain playing tonight. We'll see about Jonathan Isaac as well. But those are things to stay tuned into as we go through and see how the Magic start and see how which guys are available to them as well here in Indiana. P5 is one guy we know will be available. We just see him do a nice off the backboard dunk attempt. That would be great to see in game as well, because we saw Brandon Ingram throw up a self alley oop pass that probably should have been called a travel taken. And that was when the Magic had a 20-point advantage over the Raptors. And somehow that one possession ends up, coming down to could prove to be costly because Raptors were able to win that game by one. But that's neither here nor there. Will Bain be on a minutes restriction if he plays? That's a hard one to say. I think it'll come more down less to a minutes restriction and more to the fact of how comfortable he's feeling with that back if it starts to tighten up at points. But if he's able to go, I think it's going to be more of a product of how he's feeling possession to possession, sequence to sequence, rather than a minutes restriction. It's going to come back down more to a feel for him. As you continue to look, keep the questions coming both on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. More than happy to answer them. Need this one, go Magic from Duval. Absolutely. You want to close out 2025 with the way you want to start out 2026, which is a win. They let one of those games go that when you look back at the end of the season, you're going to be like, should have had that one. And I think the best way to wash that taste out of your mouth is go and get another one on the road. They'll have that opportunity against the Pacers team tonight that, although is talented, is still trying to find its way. And look, they have guys up and down their roster that can contribute. Pascal Siakam has scored 17 points. I've scored 20 or more points in 17 of his last 20 games. We all know what Benedict Mathurin can do, averaging over 18 points per game. You know what guys like Andrew Nemhard can do for them. And Jay Hupp, at center, a guy that the Magic had in the summer league, is leading the NBA in total blocks with 78 of them this season. Trails only Victor Wembanyama in blocks per game average. So he's a guy that's going to offer rim protection. We know he could space the floor. We know he loves to do that reverse jam. They've got talent up and down their roster. And so 6 wins to me doesn't do an indication of the way they play. When you watch their film, I feel like they look more like a 12, 13 win team than a 6-win team. They've been in a lot of games. They just haven't been able to close. And I think a big product of that has been due to the absence of Tyrese Halliburton, which we all know, and the fact that Miles Turner left in free agency. Continuing to look at some of the questions, shine the light. If AB keeps at this rate, 2 to 3 years, he'll be an all-star guard. His athleticism and slashing is already elite for a 21-year-old. If he keeps that 3 intact, he's going to be deadly. Look, if he takes another jump like he's already taken this year, I think an all-star appearance could be in his future as soon as next year. I think he's making a case why he should be the league's most improved player this season. No doubt about it, that guy has shined. I think the most important thing that I would like to see out of AB, him to be in consideration for all defensive teams, because the rest of that stuff tends to be a popularity contest. I think for AB, if he's changing games on the defensive end, the rest of the game is going to come both for him and his teammates. AB going to average more and he'll win MIP. Look, the numbers of late certainly indicate it. We saw that with his 38-point game, averaging over 20 in the recent stretch as well. So he's certainly doing his part, and hopefully those numbers continue to jump and he finds his way into that conversation because he's certainly worthy. P5's been putting up great numbers recently since the Denver game. Absolutely. I think that comes with his confidence, feeling more back in rhythm, feeling healthier since returning from that groin injury. I think the biggest thing for him is getting that conditioning level back up, because when you have that groin injury, you can't do all that much physically. And then on top of that, getting back in rhythm to where, he trusts his shot from all 3 levels, regardless of the situation. Because when P5's confident, as we've seen over the course of his career, there's absolutely no stopping him from all three levels of the court. His performances in the playoffs on the biggest stages have absolutely shown that regardless of what defenses do to him, he can be an effective player. Yes, sir. Keep the pace. AB's the guy, no doubt about it. Uh, absolutely. We touched on AB already. He's been effective as of late. But, if the Magic are able to get Jalen Suggs back tonight, I love that backcourt pairing with AB, Desmond Bain, Jalen Suggs. Those are guys who can disrupt games defensively, a bunch of dogs. So that will be going. Injury update coming in. Desmond Bain, Jalen Suggs are both good to go tonight against the Indiana Pacers, which is a major lift for the Magic. Jonathan Isaac, sore left knee, will not be able to go. He won't play tonight. But that is huge for the Magic's backcourt to have both Jalen Suggs and Desmond Bain back in the fold tonight. And hopefully, able to give the Magic good minutes because they're going to need it against the opposing backcourt that has guys like Nemhart, Benedict Mathurin, etc. They have guys that can disrupt you and play physically on both ends of the floor. So the Magic are going to need all the bodies they could get in the backcourt tonight. Zayden, let's go. Absolutely. Gonna need those guys tonight, and that's huge that we have both Jalen Suggs and Desmond Bain back in the floor. D5 doing QB1 things opens up the floor for him. His guys get hot in the first half, freeing up the lane for second half dominance. That's the way the formula is supposed to work. Playing that, jumbo playmaker type role. If he frees up his guys, gets them rolling, gets them in a rhythm, and he sees one-on-one coverage, it's lights out for the opposition because we know he can go downhill and just be absolutely dominant. And if you give him a head of steam, it's the Palo Express going forward. So no doubt about it. That's the way the Magic want to play. That's the way they envision this offense. And so just a matter needing to do it. Looking at the poll that we have on screen, which Magic player do you think will be the X factor tonight? That's a great question. My personal pick is going to be Desmond Bain. We didn't expect him to play, and even though he's a starting level player, if he can give you good minutes tonight, if he could get over 20 points per game fighting through those back spasms, then I think the Magic come away with a victory in Indiana. But happy to hear who your X factors are tonight. Share them through the QR code that was on screen, as well as in the chat. The return of Zero. I like that Mortal Kombat type of thing, and that's the way that Jalen Suggs plays basketball, all out to the death. Love to have that bulldog mentality back. I think he helps with the energy that you need when you're playing a game on the road at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. When is Wagner coming back? I'm assuming that could be Mo or Franz. Hope to have a better sense of how those guys are progressing when we get back to Orlando at the Advent Health Training Center and they do those updates. So probably no better off the road trip. I don't expect either of those guys to play on this road trip. Jalen's good. Let's go. Yes, shine the light. Absolutely agree with that. J Curve Tristan is the X factor tonight. No scouting report on him, and the size and rebounding is important. Absolutely. He's still finding his way back after that shoulder injury and contusion bothered him a bit. Took some time to rest it. You get him back into that shooting rhythm that he was in early in the season, and he could be effective defensively. He's a game changer. His ability on both ends of the floor, especially with Franz out, because he's similar in size and build, can help fill that gap until Franz returns. So no doubt about it. That's a big one. We see Rodney saying Desmond and Jalen are the X factors tonight. Can't argue with that. Having those guys back is huge. And if they have an impact on the court, look for the Magic to roll past the Indiana Pacers tonight. AB is Balaji's X factor tonight. Hey, you could make a case that AB is always the X factor because when he's aggressive on both ends, when he scores over 20 points per game, the numbers suggest that the Orlando Magic are going to come away with a victory. So curious of Jalen AB combo in the starting lineup. That would be interesting. With Franz Wagner out, there's that additional starting slot. And since AB is so versatile, can guard guys from 1 through 4, and we've seen at times him not shy away from guarding guys like Nikola Jokic, who's a true giant 7-footer at center. He gives you the flexibility to go small and play all your best players, which is, AB, Desmond Bain, Jalen Suggs in the starting lineup alongside Paolo Banchero and Wendell Carter Jr. So that's certainly an option that's going to be available to Magic head coach Jamal Mosley. But we'll know officially what the starting lineup will look like at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. They both much different players, though. Absolutely. What is your opinion? Better Grady or Dwight Howard, DJ Channel? That's a tough one. That's arguing with greatness, splitting hairs a bit. Both very different players. So I don't really like stacking up guys from different positions and saying who's better. Both of them are great. Dwight obviously had more team success getting the team to the finals, but he also had a lot more help around him than T-Mac did in his era. Well, Magic fans, that's going to do it for me. Remember, you're going to want to tune into FanDuel Sports Network today as soon as we end here at 2:30, and they're going to carry over to game time at 3. Dante Marcatelli is going to be on the call alongside Jeff Turner. Kendra's Corner going to be elite tonight. Desmond Bain has a bunch of kids out here from his AAU team to watch the game tonight, bring in the new year. That's going to be a special corner, going to be one of those heartfelt ones that's going to make you feel good going into the new year. Make sure to hear about that on FanDuel Sports Network. And then next up, we'll be in Chicago. First game of the new year going up against Vooch and the Chicago Bulls. You won't want to miss that. We'll have courtside countdown for you right then at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. So make sure to tune in for that. But until then, Magic fans, tune into FanDuel Sports Network, watch this action, hopefully come away with a win to bring in the new year. And I will see you next time.